Hi, and welcome to the Banker's View from Sibos series, which is all about what's happening here at Swift's User Conference in Geneva. I'm Joy Macknight, Transaction Banking and Technology Editor at the Banker, and I'm here today with Michael Hogan, who's Regional Head of Transaction Banking Sales at MUFG. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you think are the hot topics here at Sibos today?
Indeed. Okay, well, thanks for having us. Hot topics. It's all about fintech, it's all about regtech, it's all about banks choosing their strategic models going forward, which have seen quite a lot of change over the past few years, but technology is very much at the front of that agenda.
Okay, and then in terms of the challenges that transaction banks are facing today, what do you think are the biggest ones?
Where do you start? There are a number of them actually. Obviously from a macroeconomic point of view, you've got the lowest interest rate environment for the longest time we've ever had it, which is at the core of bank strategies. That's causing banks a lot of problems in terms of where the new revenues are going to come from and readdressing some of the cost bases that they've got there. So there's the macro side from an economic point of view, but then there's also the regulatory side. So banks are still suffering with the fallout, if you want, post-crisis, and they're dealing with that with the regulators on a more engaged basis now, but it does take a lot of time and effort. And then going forward is the fintech side. Now that's a great opportunity, but it's also a little bit frightening in some cases, but there's a lot on their plates at the moment.
Okay, and what's MUFG's strategy in terms of dealing with this new environment?
First things first is really to build up our transaction banking business alongside our strong corporate businesses, which have been an asset for the bank for many years. Making our network work, which is a key part of our agenda, is to build that up, make the regions work as our clients need them, cross-border, cross-region, and also to get really as involved and engaged as we can in that whole fintech agenda as well.
Okay, and so how is the bank really engaging with the fintech community, and do you think there needs to be maybe more collaboration across the board?
There definitely does need to be more collaboration. It's an ongoing thing. As a starting premise for us, we recognise that nobody knows all the answers. So we're taking a humble but very open approach and very engaging approach across a lot of areas where we think they may add value for us and our clients going forward.
And I know MUFG has launched its own digital currency, the MUFG coin. Can you tell me a little bit about why you did that, why you're sort of playing in that area, but also how it works?
Yeah. Well, first, the first question first, if I can. It's an area that we're playing in. As I say, nobody really in the whole industry knows the answers or where this is going to end up. So it's important to be active in a number of areas, whether that's with the incubators, whether that's with hyperledgers, whether that's with the coin itself. So for us, it's a really important development. We don't know where it might end up and lead to at the end of the day because it depends on adoption in various markets and businesses. But it's important for us to actually have a good look at it, to understand from the inside and to learn how that will develop going forward. So quite how that's going to end up and quite exactly what the details are, probably worth another conversation, but I would say it's just one of the bets that we're looking at playing in and being engaged in the whole market.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for joining us today, Michael.
Thank you for having us. Yeah, appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of the week.